Yo boys, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing Rogue Warlock and actually an insane comp right now. Mainly because Warlocks are unkillable and that's basically it. That's why this comp is viable right now. It's because the Warlock on my team has really bad gear, but he still has like 100k HP. So there's basically something that enhances your health stone to where it gives you basically a free lay on hands that he can use, and on top of that, Dark Pack is 45-second cooldown with the good old fash. So I already knew this guy was gonna be Night Fae one shot. As you can see, he has the Night Fae buff. So I tell my guy to guy. So obviously we're in call here, and I'm basically coaching him. I tell him to wall here. He ends up dark packing and walling. Look at the damage. What, dude? What? A 250k one shot through double wall, through the biggest wall in the history of time. So Dark Pack is doing, obviously everyone knows Dark Pack is legit the most broken defensive cooldown in the game right now. On top of that, he had his main wall, and on top of that, he also trinketed, and he got 100 in about 2 seconds. So these guys got really cocky after that, and I realized I still had a chance because usually people that are playing these comps are really bad overall. So he started teabagging my teammates. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna blind the paladin, kidney shot the invoker, and usually they're gonna trinket because they know that they're playing with the tank. So they end up double trinketing there, and that's my win rate right there. Now if he just holds trinket, they win. But here he ends up getting cocky. He trinkets and then he overlaps sack as well. On nothing, I legit clicked nothing but my Venthyr ability, and my Venthyr ability doesn't do anything. So I end up getting a good old-fashioned click Reno. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to sap the tank, open on the... But you don't want to open with a cheap shot, ladies and gentlemen. So here, he's teabagging because he thinks he's good. So I sap. I don't cheap shot because you never want a cheap shot on your burst goes. So I get my combo points first. I make sure he spaces so the trinket doesn't hit the tank either. And thankfully, the trinket gets me good RNG. On top of that, I get really insane eviscerates there. This guy bubbles a sap. I end up skipping here because this guy's playing a build meant and based around his teammate one shot. So if he was playing a normal tank build, he actually would have been pumping me right now. But in general, he's playing a build meant for his teammate. So he was running double angel, all that good stuff. But I basically knew this guy wasn't going to be able to kill me. There would be no situation to where unless he was running the cosmic trinket. And as you can see, it's not like he has gear. He's not even 100. He's like 110k with the HP. So it's not like he's gear neither. So these guys don't have that much gear. I mean, obviously the Evoker had a little bit of gear, but this guy ends up getting another angel. So that's two back-to-back angels, which are like 40-second CDs. I end up just getting a restealth here. And this is what I do YouTube for. This is exactly what I love beating people like this. People are abusing one-shots. I love it. I think everyone loves beating somebody that's abusing a one-shot. Especially like, enhancement one-shots. Legit a one-shot. They're just abusing it. Now, you could say the same about my trinket. The problem with my trinket, now, I wouldn't... If Sub Rogue was actually good without the trinket, like if I could actually like get something from 100 to 80% without it, like, I've been playing Assassination, as you guys can see, and it's actually really fun. Like, you actually get to do damage, and you're getting, involvement with the game. So I use my Trinket here. You should have killed him, honestly, but I guess his Angel saves him. But we end up getting a huge 9k of this rate right there that ends up taking him out. So as you can see, these guys are only 1300 at 1800 MMR. I tried to whisper him. Obviously, he was on Alliance. And I ended up misspelling his name, and I was like, alright, whatever. I'm out. Because anybody that teabags my teammate, just know there's a 90% of a chance that I can possibly beat you. Because I get the RNG gods on my team. The hate watchdogs hate it when I actually win a game. So, out of everything, they're all just going to be the same as everybody usually is. You're running Cosmic Trinket. Now, if the tank and them were running the Cosmic Trinket on top of what they were, it would have been not a fun game, and it would have been very vicious, and I would have had to call the authorities. You know what I'm saying? I would have called the WoW authorities, and that is Blizzard Entertainment. My guy gets a full sleep on the priest. At this point, the priest is already PS'd, and he's not running a trinket, which means I just kidney him. My guy soul rots him. He needs a pre-bleed, and then I'm gonna kidney, use my trinket, use my blades. And since this guy doesn't know how to darkness, we have to do is, get a good old-fashioned kidney and win the game. Now, we're not going to trinket this. The reason we're not going to trinket is if the DH tries to peel my stunning, I'll have trinket for it. So I end up blinding for his trinket here. Usually they do trinket there, but he actually held, which is really insane. Now I could sap off it, but I was like, whatever. I don't care that much about sapping. Now, it could darkness his teammate here. Maybe he already used it. I'm honestly not paying attention because I'm voiceovering a video. I don't really care. For me, it's just for entertainment. I don't really think anybody's learning anything off my videos right now because it's pre-patch. Everything's going to be changed, especially when we have 400k HP and the trinkets won't be in use. I really hope, um, some rogues still viable. As you can see, I'm hitting 9k eviscerates when people are hitting, 50k one shots and 100k one shots. So I already knew this. I knew the Boomy was going to be Evoke. Any Boomy that you face, just assume they're going to be either curing one shot or Convoke one shot. Either way, they're playing a one shot build. 90% of the people playing over 1600 are playing a one shot build. So I would honestly, what I would do is what I've actually done as well is I've just tanked all my CR down to like 1300 MR, and I have more fun playing at 1300 MR versus people trying to actually have fun. Now, I actually like playing on alts and stuff, even if they have like, 50k HP, I just hop on a Shadow Priest or something, I tank them down, and I play on them. And it's actually really fun. I have more fun playing at that than any other, like, I cannot play over 1600. It's just the most boring, everyone's just running a one-shot build. I mean, obviously it's pre-patch, it's not going to be perfect. This guy ends up backpedaling out of stealth, which is, I was going to say pretty hilarious, but let's be fair, I mean, you can't hate on somebody because they good old-fashioned backpedal Yante. So I end up getting a full blind. My guy ends up coiling off of it, which it doesn't break it, thankfully. And we end up getting his trinket, which we've already gotten, so it wasn't really a big deal for me. And at this point, I knew he was going to convoke. Now, I think you could instantly cloak here, or you could use, so I should have instantly cloaked. That was my mistake there. Now, I was just going to save it for, my Hellstone, because obviously my Hellstone heals me from a 50 to 100%. I end up getting a really good sap here, so we're going to go in the Druid here, because you always want to be swapping targets. If you can get that CC off, it's really good. We're going to resap, so you're basically spam CCing this monk as much as possible. So off this, we're going to resap again, and then we're going to stun him off this. And then as you can see, I mean, my guy could just fear off of it, and it'd just be so much overkill. So my guy could just get a full fear. It would just be another 6 seconds. You're not living through it. And it was a GG. But yes, Assassination is really good. I assume it's going to be the meta. I don't really see anybody playing sub rogue anymore unless it gets like buffed. But when people are going to have 400k HP, it's like I don't really see it, especially without legendaries or unities. Whenever like I don't know how Kieran's going to be, especially since you won't get those. You only get those like 2 sets of Kieran eviscerates and that's it. So I'm actually going to miss the legendaries. I am because like legendaries were a fun thing. It was like BFA on their whatever it was called, like gushing wounds and all that good stuff that you can get. I think that was a fun mechanic, even though obviously they needed it tuned and nobody would tune it because we didn't even have a PvP, director or somebody that was looking into PvP. They just have like a PvEer buffing, and obviously that's not going to be good. I don't even think we have a PvP CEO that like comes out and talks to the community. I think they legit just do. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. I don't pay attention to it. I don't really have faith in Blizzard. I haven't had faith in them in a long time, but that's just me. Until they can, show that they're gonna do what they say, like all they would have to do is, get a few rank ones or get like the top, rank ones, tournament players. You know, there's a bunch of people that commentate over. Even though a lot of those like Venruki and all of them don't really like play the game that much anymore, they kind of just have fun and chill. But like those people type of players know what, even though like they don't really play as much, or maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't been watching them. I think they're kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna. They're kind of irrelevant now. I don't really see a lot of people watching them, but maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I haven't. I think the only entertaining people anymore is like, even though I got banned because of Novellin. He's a mod on his chat, and I even went to try to get unbanned because I didn't really talk anything about Peekaboo at the time. Like I actually watched Peekaboo quite a lot. I mean, I liked his personality and all that. He was a chill dude. So I ended up trying to, get unbanned, being like, yo, I got banned because some salty mod got upset 3 years ago. And he ended up, getting his other mods just to like decline it instantly and say some toxic, message back, which I was like, whatever. So here we end up getting a good old fashioned dub. But yeah, the people that I, talk bad about are usually actually entertaining streamers. So I would say like right now, you got, even though I don't really like Exaryu, I think he's like a little bit too much of a, he acts too happy. I don't really like people that don't have like a bad side of them. Like that's like you can tell Peekaboo is not fake. Like he acts like that off, or maybe he doesn't. You really don't know anymore. Like me, I had to act friendly, family friendly on YouTube because you get instantly demonetized if you talk. Like I've already had like 80% of my videos get copyrighted. Not because of my language or nothing, because it's so fragile to anything anymore. It's like having somebody's name in it or anything like that instantly demonetize your entire, especially when I'm a small YouTuber and I can be, they can do me like that. I can't do much about it. So a lot of my revenue gets taken away because a lot of these big YouTubers, which is why I despise a lot of them, 90% of all of the streamers that are popular right now, I do not like because they try to take down lower people because that's just what they do. But in general, let's just talk about the game here and all that good stuff. Here, I don't really give up. The thing about me is I don't give up until I'm dead, unless there's a legit 0% chance. Let's say I'm facing a red paladin, he has bubbles still. That's a 0% chance. This monk has 80k HP, and he 100 O's my lock through every cooldown. And people say that monks are unplayable. I honestly disagree. Like I said the last video, just because a monk can't 0.5 you, it's not a bad class. I don't know why all these monk re-rolled when it's still one of the best classes for burst in the game. I mean, obviously, there's still the one-shot bugs, which maybe that's why they went over it. Everyone's just so used to a one-shot bug to where they're trying to just play whatever one-shotting. I don't know how that's fun to anybody, just sitting there using your one-button one-shot macro, like Evoker DBS. It's just boring. There's no outplay, you just sit there. I think those are just boring classes to me. I mean, obviously, I don't know much, but I don't like playing those type of classes. Now, I will play them if I'm playing with a friend and he's trying just to relax and he doesn't want to sit there and try hard. Like if I'm trying to make him play a new class that revolves around CC or something like that, I'll swap over. Like when I play my Windwalker and I put Priest. So like when Dragonflight comes out, I'm gonna be playing 4 to 5 classes, and at this point we're just kiting. The reason I don't really vanish here and I don't instantly vanish, I want this guy to base his trinket around my stun. So this is where you want to trinket vanish. So now we've already wasted his trinket and we wasted his biggest CDs. I come out, use my Hellstone. Now I use it there because I still have another one. So in 50 seconds, I'll have an entire another one. So the reason I used it there is just in case he gets me out, I have no vanishes. And if I come out with 50%, it's not going to be a good time for me. So I end up using the Hellstone. At this point in time, you're just going to wait for the trinket, and then it's pretty much GG. This guy has no gear, which if he did have gear, he'd obviously have more of a chance. Because I don't have Mark for Death, which I think is one of the worst things that could happen to Sub Rogue. Not having Mark for Death Kidney is just really bad, especially when everyone's going to be running the Relentless Trinkets. So I think that was it was a good ad because now, you won't have to be a certain like racial. You'll be able to like play whatever you want and still have it like you won't be getting outgraded by an orc racial because it doesn't stack. Now if it did stack, everyone would just play orc, but it's not going to stack. So you'll be able to play Tauren, all of that good stuff without actually without people not inviting you because you're a certain race. But here we end up opening with the trinket. I end up pre-vanishing, and the reason I do this is because if this guy gets an in-cap stun off me, I'm dead. He will 100 me, and there's no doubt in my mind that he just kills me. So there, I instantly vanish just in case he ends up getting a wall off or any type of little heal off. So this situation, my guy basically needs to use. Obviously, this is like his first real games as Warlock, like playing with somebody like me, like somebody that's actually played the game for a very long time. And if you guys didn't know this, I'm already almost 615 honor level, which I honestly didn't even know. So I'm getting up there in the honor levels. I think all throughout Dragonflight, I don't know. My goal is going to be able to get 800 to 1K. I don't know. I mean, I've played so many arenas. I do. I mean, usually I would be doing like 7K a season, but I'm only doing like 2,500. In like twos and only like 1,500 in threes if I just want to have fun. Usually I don't like playing threes for fun because they're boring. But I will be playing solo queue, all that good stuff. My guy ends up kiting here, so the problem he did really good with his ports. Now he needs to basically use this double wall as soon as he sees a bomb, and the reason for that, or he either needs a kite. So there's a lot of things my guy could have done, but he ends up getting taken out. I didn't really care that much because I got bubble. I just need to trinket. Now this ret, I faced him twice. I faced him once when the DK swapped his Shadow Priest, or the ret might have just swapped like with a new looking fruit teammate. But this ret is actually not bad. Now, I said when I was in Boys, I was like, yo, this guy's he's letting me get free reads. He's playing, not good. But I'm not going to lie. The ret overall is not bad. I would assume he's like at least a Glad player. He prees nicely, especially in the second game that we played versus him. I think I might post the second end of the, because we played a lot of games, like an hour and 15 minutes worth. So I have plenty. The only thing this guy need to do, he need to trinket my sap instantly and spam bop on his teammate. Now look, he's at 5%. If he was spamming bop at that situation, he would have got it off. Instead, he tried holding his trinket, and that's his basically demise at that point in time. And now, if you trinket in my sap, see, a lot of good players will end up holding there, and that's just not the right move. You want to instantly trinket, and then spam your bop on your teammate. Just spam it. Like, whether it's, your macro. Now, I think if you're spamming it, and, he's in Shadowy Duel, it auto puts it on yourself. So unless you have a macro, I don't know if it works like that. I haven't played Paladin in a long time. But if he had been spamming it, he would have got it at 5%, and I wouldn't have killed him unless I got like a lucky, something would have procced off. But at this time, you're basically just trying to get reach, trying to go in there, get a quick stun, and that's pretty much it. After that, you're pretty much GG'd. Now, I don't know why, but since I don't move my mouse every now and then, my PC will like, how your screen shuts down. It actually freezes my Vegas. That's why sometimes I'll just be talking random, random stuff while I'll be, playing. So I'm legit behind on the voiceover, but what is? It's not like I'm doing much. So your main cooldown that you need right now is your trinket. Now you can only trinket wings. Now, if you do trinket something else, which I might have, then you will die. So even if he's at 2%, do not trinket. Because trust me, if he trinket or if he hodges your trinket and then wings, he will kill you. A ret with wings on a full hodge will kill you. Obviously, people are gonna be like, "Oh, ret's broken." I think ret is definitely really bad right now. I think it's just like DK. DK is terrible. Anybody that's saying like I've seen on a lot of streams, like when I watch Mud, he's like arms warriors terrible, even though he's spamming condemns for 15k. I said the same thing last time. Now I like watching Mud, but I don't like watching people that are calling classes bad when they're clearly overtuned. Like, there's nobody playing. People are playing stuff that's not one-shotting, and that's the reason that people are saying stuff is broken. But I end up getting the dub.